Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. My name is Mikey, and obviously this is our first video now as Captain Chow as the channel, so yeah, I'm excited about that. But anyways, I want to get into a topic that's been the yelling of everything on the subreddit the past, I don't know, probably week. I think it's been happening, a couple weeks with the servers. Things are kind of resolved now, I believe. Yeah, so all the servers are back up. Before, you would see a lot of -1s right here where the servers were down, and they claimed it, or they attributed it to a DDoS attack. So I'm not really well versed in, before I want to make this disclaimer before I make this video, that I'm not extremely well versed in, like server maintenance. I'm not very knowledgeable about it, but in my defense, I think that a lot of people that were being very loud on Reddit and on YouTube about it aren't knowledgeable on the subject as well either. And I think a lot of the problems with this community comes out of this mob mentality that I've touched on before. We had the same issue with just a friend recently, and for some reason, I've been in a couple gaming communities where this just backlash gets so loud, and the other one that was really strong about it was League of Legends, and then this community. And then people joke and say that, the League of Legends community is the most toxic, and people joke that we're very toxic as a community, but I don't think it's I don't think the intent is actual toxicity. And this is what I want to have the main theme of this video be talking about, is toxicity in gaming, and specifically old school RuneScape, because I believe that our mob mentality comes out of a love for the game, and we've seen the game die before, and I think that makes people really scared, is that they don't want to see their game die, and we've seen the game be killed before by horrible decisions on Jagex's end. And so I think that the outcry that we have for certain things happening in the game comes from a sense of love and appreciation for the game. So I hope the mods understand this, because we light up the mods, and the mods aren't really the ones that we interact with. I don't believe are the ones that are really in charge. The suits are going to be in charge. Corporate is in charge, and if they want to keep their job, they have to appease the corporate machine and the shareholders. So we really bash them, and I feel horrible about it. I don't partake in it. Obviously I read the posts, but I really don't partake in the bashing of the mods, and I really want to encourage everybody that sees this video to not mob with everybody else. And I understand that they're making decisions, but you might think it's the mods' decisions, but actually it's just their boss's decisions. But we pull most things in this game, and the things that aren't pulled are what people get upset about, or when accidents happen, like with the servers. But I really don't think we should be slamming them as hard as we are. I think that they're already probably not, our mods specifically aren't the ones reaping the rewards of the millions of dollars that old school RuneScape is making, but so they come to this job and they put their heart and soul into a game that they've been playing for probably close to 10, 12, 14, 15 years, a game that they might have been really passionate about and helped develop this game into what it is today. And they love the game probably just as much, if not a lot more, than the people that are blaming them for doing these horrible things. And I don't think that's a healthy way forward. I just feel like that's going to lead to burnout in the employees, and when you have burnt out mods and burnt out employees, they're not as motivated to make content as good. And I really think that if they feel inspired by the community, if they feel that the community is healthy, and if we have a good subscription base, that they're going to be motivated to put out better content and to pay more attention to the game and have more love for the community. And that's kind of what I'm about in terms of this server situation and the outcry against the mods and everybody. They're not seeing the benefit of the $11 subscription change, being a few dollars more than it is now. Most of those guys aren't going to see a penny of that. The guys that we're yelling at aren't the guys that are going to be seeing the money come from that. Their salaries are going to probably stay significantly stagnant for the rest of their careers at Jagex, and, you know, might go up a little bit, but it's the people up top that are benefiting from it. And I doubt if you put the mods, you know, and you made them pull it, they would probably go against it. They probably don't want to raise subscription prices, but that's just how business has to work. It can't, you know, they can't charge the same amount of money forever. And unfortunately, the mods that put the most effort into the game aren't going to see a dime of it. And that's upsetting, but it's just being realistic. So yeah, this is I wanted to make this video. I know it's kind of rambly and it's not going to be very long. I'm going to keep going until, you know, we're done with this herb run, because it's generally what I like to do. I like doing an herb run and talking. I don't have to pay too much attention to the game, and I can make these like little news updates. And, you know, they came out with a post on Twitter several days ago apologizing, and, you know, people are obviously just slamming them. It kind of makes me sick a little bit to see all the hatred, and I understand it comes out of frustration and it comes out of love, but at some point we got to just accept that shit's gonna happen. And if you've ever, you know, had a job, or if you've ever, you know, had a business, you know that you can't, you know, customers are going to get mad at you, but you can't really affect the rules. And, you know, you bitch about that with your friends, like, oh, this lady thinks I can just change the rules. Like, what the hell? That's exactly what the mods are thinking right now. They don't have a say. They're at the bottom of the totem pole. You know, employee or customers, and then you got the mods, and then it goes up. Corporate goes up from there. They're literally at the bottom of the totem pole in the company. So when we're slamming them for Jagex's mistakes, it's I don't know, it's ridiculous. So I know no mods will see this, but I really respect the mods, and I'm so glad that they're participating in the furthering and bettering of a game that I loved since I was just a little kid, that brought me a lot of happiness in my youth, and it taught me a lot of lessons. So yeah, I think that we should just be a little less aggressive with them. You know, if you want to target someone, go after the suits, but the suits don't give a shit about you. You're just a number in terms of subscriber count. So really send your concerns to Jagex if you're that passionate about it. I'm sorry, but your Reddit posts aren't gonna make them change the subscription amount, because I doubt any executives of Jagex are going on Reddit 2007scape to get their investing and their investing ideas, and they're just, I don't know. So when you say that, oh, Jagex, please read this, yeah, a mod might read it, but the mod doesn't have any pull within that situation, in my opinion. I might be wrong. A mod, please feel free to contact me and tell me that you have a ton of say. But they're defenseless. Shit happens, and the whole community goes after them on all their Twitters, on the 07scape Twitter, on Reddit, and just grills them, just absolutely lays into them, and they don't even have like a say. You know, they don't even have a say. It's just a barrage. I don't know. I could keep bitching about it, but I just, there's no point. It's gonna stay the way it is, and that upsets me. But I really hope that we can make a shift to a little more positivity, as cheesy as that sounds. I don't want people to, did I come plant this already? No, I did skip this one. Okay. I was confused why I had one seed left. So yeah, just make an effort to try to understand the situation before you get mad and go on Reddit and bitch about the employees. It's not their fault a lot of the times. You know, it's not something they have control over. And recognizing that and working with the mods in a civil way is the only way we're gonna get our point across. And I don't know. Yeah, my stance on the subscription change is, and I might get drugged through the muck on this, but I think that it's necessary. And if you want this game to continue, then I mean, you need to pony up. It sounds rough, but that's just the way business works. If they think they need to raise subscription price, it's probably more so out of the necessity to keep the game profitable. And I'm sorry, but if a business isn't profitable, you just don't run it. There's no point. There's no point. They don't have a connection to the game. The company doesn't care about the game. They care about the income from the game to keep the company going. So that's just the way things are, unfortunately. So your passion for the game does not matter when it comes to business. And I think just having that perspective on when you're making Reddit threads and, when you're talking to mods and trying to understand why they're raising membership or why they're making certain changes to the game, adding in a bond system, to bring in more money, it frustrates us, and some of us agree with it, some of us don't. But you need to understand that it's either that or no RuneScape. And when that decision has to be made for you personally, when you have to decide if it's time to leave, then it's time to leave, But Jagex didn't destroy your game. They drove it into the ground at one point, but they didn't destroy your game. They're the only reason that it's there, and you can't affect the progression of business. It just, if it's not profitable, it's not going to be here. So do you just not want it to be here? It's a good 120k herb run. Do you want it to not be here? If it's not here, then okay, then none of us are relevant in the community. None of this matters at all. So keep that into perspective. I wanted to do this because, I just did that all without Graceful. Oops. Oh no, I just put it away. Never mind, I'm crazy. Yeah, so I know this is rambly, and I'm tiptoeing around the conclusion here. I'm tiptoeing around the problem here because I don't want to get an onslaught of shit about this if it ends up getting into Reddit or into the community, but that's just my stance on it. I'm a pretty neutral person when it comes to this game. I enjoy the game. I agree that sometimes the membership has to go up, and I agree that sometimes servers have problems. A lot of AAA games have server connectivity issues and DOS attacks and all that stuff. So it happens, and they resolved it fairly quickly. It was only a few days, and I understand that coincided with Deadman tournament, so people think that's the problem. I don't know if that's the case or not. Like I said, I'm not well read on that subject, but I don't think it has an impact. I think it's unrelated, and they even made a statement that the connectivity issues with the login was unrelated to the incident, so I give them a break. It happens, and how many times has this happened before? I know the servers struggle occasionally, but I don't experience too many problems with it where it completely kills my experience. But I'm happy paying $10 to $11 a month for what the game is. I make enough money where that's fine. It's like a fast food meal once a month. So if you're a working adult, or you have a part-time job and this is one of your favorite games, then you should still be able to make it work and understand that that's just part of business. And if you can't, then I'm sorry. It sucks if you can't come up with that extra few dollars a month, but and I feel bad that you can't play the game, but decisions have to be made for the greater good, and I believe that raising membership is going to keep RuneScape alive longer than if they never moved up the membership. And to me, that's important. So all right, I'm done rambling. I apologize if this came across as rambly. I just wanted to get the point across that I think we should be more understanding and put ourselves in the shoes of the mods at Jagex, as well as realizing why they make certain decisions and the little power that the mods actually have. And just so you can take a step back so you don't get wound up in this huge mob mentality battle, and it just gets gross and people start cursing out Jagex and slamming them, and there's no point in that. There's really no point. Your voice isn't gonna make a difference. I know people think that when you riot in Falador saying we pay, we say, what did that do for us back in the day? It didn't do anything. We still lost the wilderness, and I was there too. I was there too with a cannon. I understand. We pay, we say. Went through the wilderness, lost the loss of free trade, all that stuff that just killed the game. Oh, it just made it horrible. But look at what we have. We have our favorite version of old school RuneScape with those things still intact. and we're getting new content that's, you know, some of it might be very high level, but we still get to watch streamers, you know, enjoy the content, and we can be a part of this community. So let's keep it here. Let's keep it healthy, and let's, you know, keep the mods motivated to do better work and to keep doing good work. So I want to thank the mods, and I want to thank the community, and I think that's how we should move forward. Just have fun, enjoy the game, and yeah, that's all I really want to say. So if you saw this and you liked it, please give it a like. If you didn't like it, dislike it. But if you disagree with me, don't just immediately dislike it. Give me a chance in the comments to, you know, respond to your issues with the video. But you know, if you want to see more old school RuneScape content, and if you want to see some other gaming content, you can subscribe. I'm trying to put out videos as often as I can, and you know, this is my channel that I'm just kind of having fun with and tinkering with, and I hope that it can grow into something where we can have a little community here. So anyways, I hope you all have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon.